We are live. Attitude Era Podcast. The Archie Carter's in the building with a very special guest, friend of the show, my business partner, my tag team partner, none other than, you know what? I'm going to let you introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Ash Heyman.
You
Just
heard
kidding,
it.
guys. My name is Ash Jimstone, and I'm Archie's Paul Heyman, if you will, the
Yeah,
wise
man.
man.
Everybody needs a wise man. So, Smackdown just went off the air. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, they got a Peter Griffin chicken thing going on here. Every time they see each other is on site. As we just saw SmackDown went off the air with KO putting Cody through a table, and they having a match at the Royal Rumble, and this has to end there. Like I know how people know how I feel about Cody Rhodes. That's the way you feel about Kevin Owens. And how do you feel about Kevin Owens?
Oh yeah. I don't like his face. I don't like the way he's built. I think he looks like a Canadian porcupine, and it makes me angry. I just don't like him. Never have, never will.
Oh man. So shout out to everybody just coming into the YouTube. HP is traveling. He's doing some traveling. He's on the road. DNA's recording. Gamaj and Z. Where's Waldo when it comes to those two guys? But I put out a feeler. I said, hey, I need somebody to hold this ship down with me tonight and do the SmackDown recap. And boom, friend of the show, the wise man, Ash Jimstone, you know, showed up.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I know y'all probably like, HP look a little funny. Nah, it's not the ring light. Trust me, it's not the ring light. HP is on the road. He may or may not tap in, but we here. We're about to get to this Raw recap. Speaking of tapping in, speaking of Paul Heyman, the show opened with Paul Heyman. Cody interrupts, and Paul let Cody know. Now that Roman Reigns got this Ula Fowler back, he won his championship back, and he's entering the Royal Rumble. We have had two huge Royal Rumble entrants so far. One being John Cena, the second being Roman Reigns. I think this Royal Rumble is going to be really good because it's just going to get better. Like, what do you think about the two names that's in the Royal Rumble right now?
I'm excited. I low-key hope that Roman beats the brakes off of Cody because I don't really like his face either. He
But Roman
irritates
got to
me as
win the Royal
well.
Rumble to get that. Paul Heyman said that's what's happening. So, but
Right.
we'll
Why?
see. But John Cena said he was winning the Royal Rumble. We'll
If
see.
he's retiring, how's he going to win? What's he going to win for? What's the point?
So he could get one more title shot and one more title reign. You want to go out on top. Hey,
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying.
I
Huh?
don't know.
You wouldn't want one more John Cena title run?
I mean, it would be entertaining.
I just think it wouldn't last long because I mean he's retiring. So
Right.
we know it
Yeah,
would be
it definitely wouldn't be a long
it
run.
would be short. But Cody comes out, interrupts Paul Heyman, and the show ended with Cody and Kevin. It started with Cody and Kevin. Kevin Owen comes out, interrupts Cody Rhodes, and then all hell breaks loose. Jacob Fatu comes out, Tama Tonga comes out, then Jey Uso comes out, and they just have this big, huge, massive brawl, which got us to the main event. And I said last broadcast, this bloodline thing has to do something different, and it looks like they're still going bloodline. Like,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the bloodline right now?
Um, I'm kind of torn because I like the old school bloodline days. Like,
You like the OG bloodline.
I like the OG bloodline. Like
You
even
like
Even
Roman,
Sami
Solo,
Zayn
and the
in there. Like I
Usos.
like the whole thing. I like the whole dynamic. Like the new guys, they're different. They're a little different, but
Hey, Tama Tonga, Tama Loa, they them boys, but we'll see. So that led us to the main event, which was a pretty good SmackDown. This SmackDown was actually pretty good. Um, I
Yeah,
enjoyed it. Of
I
course,
wasn't sure
following
about the
the
full 3 hours, but
no, these 3 hours is tough.
it was good.
Of course, following the huge Raw on Netflix premiere, that was a big deal, and the numbers are in. Me and HP, we gotta we gonna argue about this.
The number
I'm not
man.
gonna bring it to you tonight. But HP, me and HP gotta we definitely gotta talk about this.
That's
But
the number
from
man. He's
after
got
the commercial break, after they had this big brawl, Jacob was backstage acting a fool. LA Knight bumped through him, was like, move, I gotta go win a title. That's gonna come back to bite him in the ass a little bit later. But that led us to a match between Mia Yim, aka Me Chin, and my girl, Chelsea Green, for the title. Chelsea just won, and Chelsea beat Mia Yim again. It wasn't as good as the first match, but it wasn't bad. I enjoyed the match. I'm a Chelsea Green fan. I've liked her work for a long time. Before the
Yeah.
WWE, even going to the Lucha Underground days, Chelsea Green is really good. Who do you like? Well, we know who won, but who do you like more out of these two, Chelsea or Mia Yim?
I like Chelsea, but I'm kind of excited to see where this goes because Mia Yim said backstage, she's like, "This is not over.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Mia
coming
Yim.
back and
She
back and
don't give
back and
up.
back."
Mia Yim does not give up. When Mia
Yeah,
Yim locked in, we seen what she did when she was going back and forth between NXT and SmackDown, but she didn't get. Chelsea kind of cheated a little bit, rolled up, held the tights, but hey. And then
you
Piper
gotta do what you
Niven.
gotta
We
do.
got to see what happens with Piper Niven, because Piper Niven is always lingering around. I'm thinking at some point Piper Niven and Chelsea Green are gonna have their day, but it wasn't today. And Chelsea Green wins and retains her title. So after that, we had a tag team match between Humberto and Garza versus A-Town Down. I've been asking where's Grayson Waller and Austin Theory for weeks now. They popped up tonight and they lost. I don't know what's going on. Like Grayson Waller was
What happened to Austin Theory? He was like that guy.
Austin Theory has the look. Austin Theory can talk. Austin Theory can wrestle. Austin Theory wrestled John Cena.
Yeah,
Austin Theory
that's
was
what I'm
the
saying.
man.
Like he was that dude. Like he was
And for
in there.
some reason, I don't know what's going on with Austin Theory.
Just as
Grayson
quick as he
Waller
got
in
in, he got
NXT.
out.
He was the man in NXT. He has his own show, the Grayson Waller Effect. But for some reason, I don't know. Maybe they were Vince McMahon guys, and Vince ain't.
Yeah.
Speaking of Vince, Vince posted today on his social media that the case was closed.
Oh shit.
He said the case is closed. It was a accounting error. That's what he said.
Mm.
Vince,
Okay.
you talking to me, Vince? You talking to me, Vince? Accounting error. All right, we gonna. You
You
need to
gonna
make
lie
an
on
accounting
Beyonce's
error
internet,
and send
Vince?
me about 100,000 to my cash app. I'll be cool with that. That's an accounting error.
That's a
So,
beautiful accounting error.
but yeah, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller took the L tonight. Don't know what's happening. I said Jacob Fatu. LA Knight bumped Jacob Fatu, and that's gonna come to bite him in the ass because it did. Because
No.
the next match was Shinsuke Nakamura, the legend Shinsuke Nakamura, versus LA Knight. Yeah. And during that match, Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu showed up and they beat the brakes off LA Knight.
Did they?
Beat the brakes off LA Knight. You don't bump me. You don't shoulder check me. And I'm the Samoan werewolf, dog.
You got to answer for that.
I'm the Samoan. Oh, that's me. And you said you like Jacob Fatu.
I do. His moonsaults are just chef's kiss. I think they're beautiful. I really like. I don't know. It does something for me.
Okay, got a
Not
little
him. Just the
little
moonsault.
werewolf fever. Oh. So, but during that, Jimmy Uso and Cody Rhodes come out to make the save, and that led us to the main event we saw. But
That double Superman kick was pretty cool too, though. I
I
like that.
like the Shinsuke Nakamura title run. I like what Shinsuke Nakamura is doing. Look like he put on a little muscle. I like what's going on with his
Yeah.
hair. Shinsuke Nakamura looks great. They
He had
changed
a
the
little
theme.
makeup on, huh?
I mean, you know, some
Little
men can get
eyeshadow,
some men can get
little
away with
smoky
that.
eye.
Hey, little blush on the cheeks. But yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura, we've been asking for him his return for a return. He returned, and so far so good this title run with Shinsuke Nakamura. But LA Knight gets the win. You know, the
Yeah.
disqualification was on Shinsuke because of the interference. But LA Knight, and I don't know where they're going
I
with
would love
LA
to see a
Knight
big,
because um, LA Knight, he was smoking hot last year.
yeah. But I would love to see a big like Shinsuke return, like 2019, 2020 return.
Oh, you talking about like the
Like
King of
violence.
Strong style Shinsuke Nakamura.
The whole thing.
So yeah, and that WrestleMania entrance with the violin,
That
still
was
one of the
so
best.
cool.
I saw Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor both at NXT house shows before they made their debut to the main roster, and I was like, man, you can't pay for that now because you know. But yeah, I'm glad to see Shinsuke back in making moves, and
Yeah.
we had the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh.
Tongue twister, people. Tongue twister. It's 8 times down under versus the Motor City Machine Guns. They lost. I got my matches mixed up here. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? It was pretty deadly. Okay, my note. Looking at my notes, folks. It was pretty deadly versus Humberto and the Los Garzas. Pretty deadly loss. 8 times down under still lost to Motor City Machine Guns. So had my matches mixed up, but again, Pretty Deadly was hot at 1.2. They've cooled off. It was an injury that stopped their run. They were calling for DIY to help. So my tongue got a little twisted, but all of this is talking about tag team wrestling. It looks like Smackdown might be the brand where most of the tag teams are going to be active at.
You think
So
SmackDown's gonna be home of the tag teams?
and that might be a good thing because I mean I just named 3, 4 pretty good tag teams, and
Yeah.
you
That might
know,
be exciting. Friday night, that might be an exciting thing to do for them. Like a good way to go.
and I'm curious to see what happens for the Motor City Machine Guns because they came in hot, won the titles, lost them, and this is where they are now. But still, not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. I like tag team wrestling. I'm a fan of tag team wrestling, and this was not a tag team match, but we had a 1, 2, 3, 4 women's match. 4 women wrestling to see
Full
who's the
women's.
number one contender for Tiffany Stratton's newly won title because Tiffany Stratton cashed in her money in the bank on Nia Jackson. She is your new women's champion. This match, it all started, typical one woman comes out, then another one comes out, another one comes out, then you just knock down all the dominoes. And this match was Bayley versus Bianca Belair versus Naomi versus Nia Jax. Those are some very big names. And
Yeah.
Bayley won. I don't know how I feel about this because Bayley just came off of a kind of cold title run. Bianca Belair is in a tag team with Jade Cargill, who we don't know
When she's
who
coming back.
attacked her.
Right.
Naomi is Bianca's partner while Jade is out, and Nia Jax just lost the title because of the Money in the Bank cash in. Old school wrestling rules would say, hey, Nia Jax is the one who gets the rematch, but they had a 4-woman match for it, and Bayley won. And I'm not mad at it, but if Bayley gets another title run, Bayley needs to be a very good title run because the last one was kind of underwhelming.
She needs another rebrand. All her rebrands are just
You
everyone
don't
is
like
worse.
Bayley. It's okay.
Everyone is worse than the last. Ugh. She's just sickening to me. I don't like her.
You don't like Bailey. Okay, so HP got a list. Ric Flair's on that list. Who else is on that list? That's who he
John
hates.
Cena.
Gamage, he's not a big John Cena fan, so I'm gonna put him on that list. Your list is Kevin Owens and Bailey.
Yep.
I mean, two pretty good wrestlers.
Yeah, they're good, but they're boring to look at.
So they don't pass the eye test for you.
No.
Not like Jacob Fatu.
I mean, now he's not even nice to look at, but he has some like really cool moves. Like, what has Kevin Owens done besides jump off? What did he jump off? Like that
The
one
table,
tower?
him and Cody went through the table tonight, and
No, not tonight. This was like a while ago. He jumped off something like super tall, and I can't even remember who it was on to. That was all right, but that was forever ago. I don't even remember the whole thing that even happened.
but hey, it's okay. I don't know what Kevin Owens did to you, but
I just don't
I'm
like
gonna have
his
to
face.
DM him on Instagram or something. Like, hey, what'd you do that? What'd you do to Ash Gemstone, dog? Because I don't know. He must have skipped you in the line at the airport
Well,
or
you
something.
know, I have a thing about faces. Like I some people are gonna hate me for this, but I do not like Nicolas Cage just purely for the fact I hate his face.
So your list is Nicolas Cage, Bailey, and Kevin Owens. You worse than HP. His list is what is his list? Ric Flair.
Ric
He hates
Flair,
Ric
that's
Flair. I don't know what Ric
wild.
Flair
The
did to
Ric
him.
Flair thing is crazy.
And that was pretty much the show that led us to the main event. We saw Carmelo Hayes tonight, Apollo Crews. We saw Jimmy Uso getting active tonight. I wonder, are they trying to get people behind Jimmy Uso? Because Jay, again, I mentioned LA Knight was smoking hot last year. Jimmy Uso just came back from an injury not too long ago, and I think they might just be trying to get something behind Jimmy Uso.
Probably.
I mean, he needs something.
Yeah.
Because he became like the joke of the bloodline. He became like the comic relief of the bloodline. But I don't know. Pretty good SmackDown. We are on the road to WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble is right around the corner. I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble. It's always one of my favorite events. I'm hearing rumors that they might be making the Royal Rumble 2 nights. We said that on this podcast. If it's going to be 2 nights, make it make sense. Give us more than 3 matches, 3, 4 matches. So, because
Right.
it's hard sitting through wrestling events. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not easy sitting through 3 hours of a show, 2 hours of a show, and you're not entertained the whole time. Because when it's really good, those 3 hours fly by. Kind of like when you're
Yeah.
hanging out with people, you look at your watch like, oh shit, the sun about to come up. It's like, yeah, but if it's not, then it's kind of a drag. But SmackDown's pretty good. Raw was pretty good. We saw the numbers. Like I said, I gotta wait for HP to get back so we can argue about that. He's on the road tonight. That's why you see friend of the show, the wise man, Ash Gemstone, in the box. I put out a feel. I said, hey, I need somebody to come through tonight. And ta-da! This is why we have Ash Gemstone here. I said it earlier, Vince McMahon. I think we're going to see Vince McMahon back in the world of wrestling at some point.
You think so?
I know so.
I
For
kind of
one,
hope
Vince
so.
McMahon still has a lot of money. 2, Vince McMahon has an ego.
Oh yeah.
I think if Vince
He cannot
McMahon can
stand
build
not being in
something
there.
and be part of something to affect the thing that he created, would be no better orgasm that he can have, because he would definitely get off on that. Because
Yeah.
in a sense, he has, from what I believe, no ties to the WWE anymore, no shares and no shares. The Rock owns the majority shares. So the Rock is the new Vince McMahon, minus the smut. I don't know what Rocky does, but minus the smut that we found out about Vince. The Rock is the new Vince McMahon. He owns the majority shares of TKO, which owns WWE, which means he's the final boss for real.
For real.
So But Vince said his case was closed. It was a counting error, and he don't regret being in that documentary. I've said since that documentary came out, yes, it reminded us about the slimy things he's done. I do not agree with it. I do not agree with anybody being harassed mentally, physically, sexually at all. But
No.
it made you remember why you liked Vince McMahon.
He's the ultimate bad guy, the ultimate villain.
And I think that documentary did more good than it did bad as far as his image.
He's
Because
like,
it reminded you of all the stuff he did, all of what he gave you, all of the moments. And it was like, yeah. So
yep.
I know you know Hulk Hogan got booed out of the building, right?
Did he?
Do you think if Vince McMahon popped up at an event, how do you think the crowd would react?
I think they would go nuts in a good way.
He went nuts. And that's why he got in trouble.
I would go nuts in a good way if I was at a show and Vince
So
McMahon
if
came
Vince
out.
McMahon popped out, you would be
Yeah,
you would
I'd
be
be
singing,
excited
"No
because you
chance
know
in
what?
hell, you got." Yeah, I think Vince McMahon he's going to pop up somewhere. I
Right.
read he was trying to start his own new thing, and I feel with the right dollar amount, people will go work anywhere.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think Vince will have a hard time getting talent
Not at all.
because that check hey, you got to pay Vince. I got to deal with this shit, Vince. You gotta, or he's going to do something. I don't know what he's going to do, but Vince McMahon is going to do something. He's not just getting this active for no reason.
Yeah.
And I think the Hulk Hogan hate is going to turn the fire down on him just a little bit, enough to where people be like, hey, you know what, Vince? He's the
He,
wrestling mind. He's the
yeah,
guy.
like
So
he did
the
some
Hulk got
shady,
booed out of the
weird
building.
things, but
Speaking of Hulk in the building, that show was in Los Angeles, and I want to send as much positive vibes and energy as I
absolutely.
can to all the people in California that's being affected
Absolutely.
by these fires. Um, I talked to my mom today. The East Coast is frozen. The West Coast is on fire. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully, if you watch this or you tune in that you weren't affected by it or not too much, but it's like California is like it going through it right now. So I'm sending as much positive energy and love as I can. I've been seeing people posting resources for those who need it. We may gather some of that information and share it on the next recap. But yeah, so prayers up and positive vibes to California. And like I said, I have people in California. I had to make some calls and check on folks. It was very
Yeah.
similar and eerie to Hurricane Katrina, which I went through. Had to call, what I'm saying? My people was in the storm. So, and shout out to Polo. Polo was on he was our last guest. We got this guest here tonight, the wise man. And Polo was at the Raw show. And a few days later, this happens. Fire. I don't know how you contain it. I don't know what you do. I mean, you can't
You
stop
can't.
the
You just
wind.
have to wait for it to go out.
And that's the tough part. I saw Joe Rogan talking about this in July, and that clip has been circulating. He was talking to a fireman and said the right wind in the right situation. He said California could burn from LA to the ocean, and unfortunately, it kind of looked like that's what's happening. But I don't
Yeah.
want to be a
And
bummer,
forgive
but
forgive me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that this is the time of year that those Santa Ana winds come through, like basically all of Southern California. I used to live in San Diego for a little while,
yeah. So
and their
man, shout out
winters
to
are very windy and
everybody in
rainy.
California. Hopefully, they get this under control, and you will find some kind of normalcy back in life. I know what that's like. Again, Hurricane Katrina changed my life and my family's life, and we are still dealing with some of that today, decade later. So, hey, it's sad, but
Very much so.
yeah. So peace to all those people. Smack. I just said that because Hogan was in LA and got booed out of the building. But yeah, I do think if Vince showed up back in the wrestling, he would. I don't think people would bat an eye at him.
No, not at all.
They'll be like,
People be
"Where you
so
been,
excited
Vince?
just to see him
What
back.
took you so long?" That's what the real question is.
For real.
But see,
Like,
he got real
why?
quiet, and now he's getting Vince McMahon don't post on social media.
No.
He's getting active. Like, you know, we're
He's
gonna get
repping up
Vince
for
McMahon
something.
and Young Thug back. I'll take it. But yeah, SmackDown was pretty good.
Greatest
I'm
tag team
excited to see
ever,
where they
Vince
go with
McMahon and
Tiffany
Young Thug.
Stratton, Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens. They got this ladder match coming up at the Royal. What'd you say?
I said greatest tag team ever, Vince McMahon and Young
Vince
Thug.
McMahon and Young Thug. Young McMahon, the tag team.
Perfect. Love it.
Oh man.
Sign it.
But yeah,
Put it on
Cody
the
Rhodes
card
and Kevin
immediately.
Owens, I'm assuming is going to be the main event of the Royal Rumble. This feud is going, and I think I might just kind of sit in it and try to enjoy it. I was not a fan of it. It's heating up. The Usos are getting active. It's heating up. Bloodline's getting active. It's heating up. So I just want to see something new. That's why I like the Tiffany Stratton title run. I think this is fresh. It's
Yeah, me
new.
too. I
That's
like
why I
it.
like the Chelsea Green thing. It's fresh. It's new because Bloodline has dominated wrestling for the past 4 years, and Cody Rhodes has dominated wrestling for the past
Yeah.
1.5, 2 years. So it's time for something fresh to happen, which I'm looking forward to. Still the debut of Penta, which we haven't got. Plus we have Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Women's Finals, which will be decided on Raw this Monday. I'm looking forward to that. You know, I'm Team Kick. I love Dakota Kai. So another
Yeah, really
person I
nice.
don't think you like.
No, I like Dakota Kai.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
you've
I think
been
she's cool.
your list. I don't y'all got some weird lists over here on Attitude Era Podcast.
Oh, but I wanted to ask you, so do you think that Jimmy and Cody are going to team up with Roman and Jay? Like team up against them? Because Jimmy and Cody came out together twice
I
today.
don't know. Nah, they wouldn't do that. You just have to get Cody active some kind of way.
Okay.
I don't see internal bloodline split would be crazy. But it being Cody and Jimmy, because Cody and Jay, they were tag team champions for a brief moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they won the titles for a brief moment. Then Jay had the Intercontinental run for a little bit, 28 days, but
Yeah.
I don't see it being Roman and Jay Uso would be probably one of the most over babyface teams in the history of wrestling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, then that means Cody and Jimmy will have to be bad guys, and I don't see that happening.
Mm.
But it's nice to see Jimmy getting some run. It's nice to see Jimmy Uso getting some love from the WWE in that sense. But we'll see. Royal Rumble's shaping up real nice. I think it's gonna be a good one because that's the road to WrestleMania. You go through Royal Rumble, you got to get through Elimination Chamber, SummerSlam. Then we talk about back to another WrestleMania, which we've been talking here on the pod about it being The Rock and Roman. We just got to see how they get there, if they get there. And John Cena's last WrestleMania,
Yeah.
CM Punk came back so he can headline a WrestleMania. That's the one thing he hasn't done. So, you know, you talking about Rock, Roman, Cena, Punk. For the price of those tickets, this WrestleMania better be the best one ever.
Yeah, that's a little insane, huh?
You could buy a Honda Civic for what it costs to go to WrestleMania. And they talking about going to WrestleMania. Who? Shit.
Need
But
those media
yeah, I want to
passes.
shout out to the rest of the gang, man. As you see, we got a special guest in the building, friend of the show, the wise man, Ash Gemstone in the building because DNA is filming. HP's on the road. He got some other obligations. So I had to put out. I flashed the bat signal in the sky, and this is who landed on the roof. So
Listen, I'm not saying nothing, but no one's ever seen me and Batman in the same room, so
hey, I haven't. So some you want to tell us, huh?
I'm sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, but I appreciate you coming on. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. WWE held y'all hostage for 3 hours. I'm not gonna hold you too long. You know, I be trying to get up out of here, but HP like to talk. What Cat Williams say? Sometimes you got to tell HP no.
Just tell him now. He's a yapper.
Got me choking over here. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here? So I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. It's the weekend. Hope this week has been good to you and good for you. Hope this weekend is everything that you needed to be. Attitude Era Podcast. You know, we do these recaps. We say we're gonna do them. We're gonna do them. I put out a. Let me say this before I get up out of here. So a lot of y'all be asking to be on the show. Archie, can we get on the show? HP, DNA. Yeah, you can get on the show.
Come
but when
on.
I ask for people to come on the show and I send out the links and y'all don't show up, that means you don't be on the show. So extra special shout out to Ash Jim Stone again for showing up and holding it down with me as we navigate through this SmackDown show. Pretty good show. A lot of tag team action, which I was good with. All of the women's action kind of came at one time, but
yeah,
minus the Chelsea Green match, Chelsea Green Mia Yim rematch. Spread it out. It's 3 hours. You can do more. You can do more. And I would like to see more in the 2025. I didn't know what they were going to do coming off of that Raw show. That's a hard show to follow. And I think they did a great job with that. And I'm okay with that. We didn't see Roman. Roman said something about January 27th. I don't know what that means. I think that's the day WWE 2K25 drops. So maybe Roman's taking another little break and he's going to pop back up. But we will see. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Real good show. I give it a 7.5 tonight.
Yeah, I give it a 7.
7.5.
Just because it was too much Kevin Owens. I don't want to see him on my screen that much.
If you and Kevin Owens was the last 2 people on Earth, and y'all had to
some good eating,
and y'all had to repopulate the Earth,
no, die.
You wouldn't save mankind?
Fossilize me.
You dirty.
You
dirty.
Fossilize me.
Damn, man, ain't no hope for the human. I just watched Armageddon, so.
It only took you what? 12 years? 13 years? 14 years? No, 24 years.
Armageddon like 20 years old.
How old was I when that came out? 8? 9?
I'm still mad at Bruce Willis for that movie.
So like 31.
I didn't expect that to go that way. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody tuned in. We are just on YouTube tonight. HP, you know, they told me I could do this, but they weren't giving me all the keys to the castle. Just enough keys. Just enough keys to talk to y'all. So I appreciate y'all showing up. We will be back Monday for the Raw recap. Like I said, unless something happens. We have a pretty good interview with Diamond Dallas Page coming up. We got Jim Ross interview coming up and some other things lined up for 2025. That's a good one.
I like Jim Ross.
Good old JR. Yeah, come on, baby.
Good old JR.
Yeah, so we got that coming up. Plus, the original content is coming back. We just had to readjust and refigure some things out. But yes, Attitude Era Podcast. If you are here and you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you are subscribed, hit the notification button so you do know when we go live. And you never know who's going to pop up. Ryback was in the comments one night talking crazy. We got Ash Gemstone here tonight. Tay-Rock has popped up. We got things we've done with other people in the industry, but most importantly, you. So shout out to you for tuning into this. This has been the SmackDown Attitude Era Podcast recap with friend of the show, special guest, the wise man, Ash Gemstone, and me, the Archie Carter. I will see y'all Monday for the Monday Night Raw recap. Y'all be safe. All right? Peace.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.